Sophie Lagan is here with us now. How are you doing today?
Hi, Toby. It's really nice to speak to you. I'm good, thank you.
Now, you've got a new song that you've done with Larby called Baby Won't You Come, and we've been playing it quite a lot on the show. What is the song about, would you say?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's pretty probably self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's about being lonely, I guess, and wanting some company.
Yeah. Is it inspired by personal events?
Yeah, well, that would be telling. Honestly, yeah, some of my friends have asked me the same thing. It's I can't actually write about things that aren't real.
Yeah.
So
I suppose it's hard to imagine things without experiencing them.
it's strange. Like I know a bunch of writers that do. They can completely sort of envisage scenarios and come up with great tracks, but I obviously don't have much imagination, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty much always going on experience.
How long did it take you to write this song? Is it quicker for you because you have the experience? You don't have to spend loads of time imagining stuff, I suppose?
I think yeah. I have two ways of writing songs. One is the way that they come out in 5 minutes or maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and they
Yeah.
really just flow. And there are other songs that I've started 10 years ago and they're still not finished yet.
Wow.
And yeah, I think the trouble is, and I think this is probably universal, is you just can't think too much about it.
Mm,
If you
yeah.
try and think too much about it, like like I said, it's 10 years later and I'm still thinking, this chorus, should it be this length? Should it be? And and I've got one song, I swear the lyrics have changed 5 times. And I mean like the subject of the song, because
Wow.
the music is so kind of stuck with me the whole time. But I'll just come back to it in different kind of moods, different experiences, and
Yeah.
nothing's really stuck to it yet.
You kind of lose a bit of perspective sometimes if you spend ages on something. Have you thought about maybe just releasing some of the songs that have taken ages, like as they are, even if they're not too perfect? Because maybe they'll never be perfect.
You are quite right there. And it's probably
Yeah.
one of my biggest issues, I guess, is yeah. But
Yeah.
loads of us have it. Loads of us are perfectionists, and I'm sure there's way too many artists sitting out there upon a mountain of 95% songs that are just never going to see the light of day.
Absolutely.
I think I'm getting better at it as I get older, if I'm honest. I think, yeah, it's very much in the beginning you're like, I can't let anybody see it until it's perfectly polished. And now I'm a bit more like, yeah, let it out there. Let it
Yeah.
flow.
Now you've teamed up with Larby. He features in the song. How did you manage to convince him to work on it?
Convincing. Yeah, it took some convincing. No, I met Larby last year. We were both in the UK Open mic competition, and we both
Oh.
got to was it the semi-final? Yeah, the semi-final, the London regional semi-finals, and we were so they all kind of put us in a big backstage area, and I was
Yeah.
just I'd listened to a couple of his performances, and I thought he was great, and he was a lovely guy, and we were all there with our instruments and stuff. So I jammed some stuff. I said, "Do you want to sing over it?" So we were just jamming basically, and then he said, "I'd love to work with you," and I said, "Well, I've got a track, here it is," and
Yeah.
we just came together like that.
Do you normally make music like his? Was it a challenge to kind of blend your sound with his?
Well, it was more the other way around, I suppose. I
Mm.
mean, this track isn't I guess it isn't musically the path I would usually go down.
Yeah.
It actually, because I wrote it as I do most of my songs, I just picked up my acoustic and like I said, it just kind of flows. Like I'll sing a melody, I'll play some chords.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of I guess there's not a lot of technical analysis that goes into it. And I passed it on to my friend Ollie, who's a producer. He's a producer on the track,
Mm.
and he kind of gave it this, yeah, kind of more, I guess, I don't know, kind of poppy, trappy vibe. I'm generally a lot more soul R&B, but
Yeah.
he took my vocal, he took what I played on the guitar, kind of did a bit of meddled around with the sound, and then when we listened to it, I said, you know what, this is missing. It's missing a rap, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was when and it kind of just came together. I met Larby at the same time. Basically,
Hmm.
it was in December when I wrote the track, and so he was kind of in the front of my mind.
Yeah. How much of the song is you? Because you do the lead vocals and you mentioned the guitar just there. Is that all you do, or are you doing other stuff in it as well?
Honestly, on that track, all the production is Ollie. So I
Mhm.
went in, I did the vocals, and I played the guitar chords, and then the sound that you can hear is kind of I don't know, he's used some kind of production technique to kind of mesh it all and mix it all up. You'd have to speak to
Yeah.
him about that, to be
It's
honest.
that kind of sound at the start. It kind of makes me imagine some sort of American city at night, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's well, I kind of, because it starts December and the nights grow longer, and so it's supposed to
Yeah.
be about kind of, yeah, dark nights and I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a cityscape vibe rather than walking down a country lane, isn't
Yeah, I don't think that would be the right song to go through the Yorkshire Dales to, but
it?
no criticism to anyone that does, I suppose. Now we're in third lockdown, really. Are you hopeful that you might be able to get back to performing sometime soon?
Oh gosh, that's a question, isn't it? I think, well, let's just fingers crossed that the next few months are going to be sort of the bottom of the barrel, shall we say? If it
Yeah,
is, it's going to be tough, but I reckon, we've all got good spirit, and if we all pull together, I think they'll go by
yeah.
quite quickly. I mean, January and
At least,
February are always a bit drab anyway, aren't they? So we just,
yeah. At least this time we've got a vaccine because I think that's the only way we can really get out of this now. Because if we're having a third lockdown, it means the first two didn't get rid of it. So we need the vaccine.
I mean, it's been really intense, and I miss performing so much.
Yeah.
If anything, it's just made me, because in the same way with my songs, I'm quite a perfectionist. I haven't gigged when I look back. I haven't gigged anywhere near enough as much as I should
Mm.
have, and it's usually down to things like that. No, it's not ready. My set's not ready. I'm not sure. I'm not. And now I just want to, slap myself across the face because I would go out every night and gig now if I could.
Absolutely. I mean, hopefully it's going to be very soon that we can gig again, but it looks like it's going to be, I think, the end of March is when we will leave some kind of.
Everyone seems to be heading towards April. I don't know where that's come from, but I've heard it enough times that I'm starting to believe it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because that's a year since it started and it feels like I can't imagine being in April being like this time last year.
Yeah.
We were still in COVID times. That would be weird, I think. It'd be a bit deja vu, actually.
Yeah, I know. And it's weird because the time, in the same way, it's sort of paradoxically dragged and also gone really quickly.
Yeah,
And so I don't, yeah, I think you're quite right. I think by April there'll be a whole new level of freedom, and I think it's going to feel really different for everybody as well.
yeah.
And I think things that we used to just really take for granted are going to be like, wow, oh my God, I'm like sitting with my friend in the pub.
Yeah.
We'll go back to that, and
Yeah,
it'll be like a rebirth, I think, for everybody.
absolutely. Are there any gigs that you have played in normal times before that you've really enjoyed?
I mean, what, any specific ones that I can think of?
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of any that I haven't enjoyed,
Oh,
if that makes sense. Like I'm
yeah.
struggling to think of any gig that I haven't had a great time at. The only thing I can think of is that I just wish I'd played more, But and I mean even gone out and played more, gone out and searched for more because it wasn't like I was turning any down. It's just that I needed to be more proactive. I see that now.
Yeah. Have you been doing any live streams and playing music? Because I've asked a few people about it. It seems kind of 50-50. Some people are like, well, it's not the same. And others are like, well, I have to do something. I'm an artist. So I don't really know where you lie on that.
Okay, so no, so where I stand is when we went into lockdown in March, I caught COVID. I had it at
Oh,
the end of March, and I was one of those with the long COVID.
oh
So
no, yeah.
I really like I struggled for months with it. And so during that time when all of my friends and peers and stuff were getting really excited and going, right, it's live, it's all going live stream, baby.
Yeah.
I was like could hardly breathe.
Wow.
So I struggled a lot, yeah. And then, but I managed to get away. I managed to get away for 2 weeks to France to do a mini tour
Oh,
with another guitarist, and that was phenomenal. Like that was honestly like
yeah.
just that was like a mini rebirth, I think, for both of us. But then also because I've got a ton of friends right now that are going, I don't even know if I can gig again. I think I've forgotten how to even play my instrument, and I had the same fears going out. I was like, oh my God, what if, what if, what if? And
Yeah.
it was as if I'd gigged yesterday.
Yeah,
It
maybe
doesn't.
there'll be a whole generation of pianists that just get up to play and completely bomb. They hit all the wrong notes.
I don't. I honestly, from my experience anyway, no.
Yeah.
It just like I said, it was like I'd never left this stage. It was strange.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where are we able to have a listen to the latest song, Baby Won't You Come, and any other songs that you've released everywhere?
I think you can hear it on Spotify for sure. We're in the process of getting a video up on YouTube,
Ooh,
like a lyric video right now, and I guess Apple Music.
yeah,
There's lots of and Deezer. There's a whole list of services that I don't have on the tip of my tongue right now.
yeah,
You can also go to my website, sophielagan.com. It's on there. You can download it, and I guess there's a version on my Instagram. I'm just trying to think. I think I did. I think before it was any kind of produced. I think on my IGTV, there's like a
oh,
little like I just bashed it out with my acoustic
yeah,
in my living room, I think. And there's a little version on there if you want to go for the unplugged.
yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today, then.
Thank you so much for having me.